My best friend married my ex-fiancé 3 days after our wedding was called off. 6 years later, she's begging me to take him back because he never stopped loving me. Here's why I'm actually considering it. Let me start at the beginning, because you need the full context to understand why I'm even entertaining this. 6 years ago, I was engaged to my college sweetheart, David. We'd been together since sophomore year, 7 years total. He was my everything. My best friend, my partner, my future. We had the venue booked, the dress bought, invitations sent. Our wedding was supposed to be June 15, 2018. My maid of honor was going to be my best friend since childhood, Kara. She and I had been inseparable since we were 8 years old. Sleepovers every weekend, shared clothes, shared secrets, shared dreams. She was the sister I never had. David and Kara got along great, which I loved. No awkwardness, no jealousy, just easy friendship. The three of us hung out constantly. Movie nights, dinners, road trips. It felt like I had my perfect little tribe. 3 weeks before the wedding, I got into a car accident. Not my fault, drunk driver ran a red light and T-boned my car. I broke my left leg in 3 places, fractured my pelvis, and had a severe concussion. I was in the hospital for 8 days, then came home to face months of physical therapy. Obviously, the wedding had to be postponed. I was on serious pain medication, could barely walk, and the doctors said I'd need at least 6 months of recovery before I'd be anywhere near normal. David and I agreed to postpone for a year. I was devastated, but David was amazing about it. "I don't care when we get married," he said. "I just care that we do. Take all the time you need to heal." Kara was amazing too. She came over every day, helped me with basic tasks, kept me company, brought me food. She was exactly the friend I needed during the worst time of my life. Or so I thought. About 2 weeks after I got home from the hospital, I noticed something shift. David's visits became shorter. He seemed distracted. He'd check his phone constantly, leave abruptly, make excuses about work stress. Kara, meanwhile, started talking about David a lot. "David stopped by while you were napping. David and I grabbed coffee while running errands for you. David is so stressed about the wedding postponement." I was so foggy from pain meds that I didn't connect the dots. Not until my mom came over one afternoon and asked, very carefully, "Honey, is everything okay with David?" "What do you mean?" "It's just. Your father saw him having lunch with Kara yesterday. They were holding hands." I laughed it off. "Mom, they're probably just stressed and supporting each other. This has been hard on everyone." But that night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I checked David's phone while he was in the shower. I know, invasion of privacy. But something in my gut told me to look. Hundreds of texts between him and Kara. Starting about a week after my accident. "I can't stop thinking about you. This is wrong, but it feels so right. I've always wondered what if. She can never know. I love you." I confronted David that night. He broke down immediately. Said he was so sorry. That he'd developed feelings for Kara while they were both taking care of me. That he'd tried to fight it but couldn't. That he loved me but wasn't in love with me anymore. "It just happened," he kept saying. I called Kara. She cried too. Said she never meant to hurt me. That she'd been in love with David for years, since before we even started dating, but never said anything because she valued our friendship. That taking care of me together had brought them close, and feelings developed. "You have to understand," she sobbed. "I've loved him for so long. I can't help how I feel." I told them both to get out of my life. David left the ring on the kitchen counter. Kara sent me one long text about how she hoped I'd forgive her someday, then blocked me before I could respond. I was alone. Broken leg, broken pelvis, broken heart, broken friendship. All while on heavy pain medication and unable to even walk to the bathroom by myself. My mom moved in for a while. I cried more than I thought was humanly possible. I went to therapy. I did my physical therapy. I slowly, painfully rebuilt my life. Here's the part that still makes my blood boil. 3 days after our wedding was supposed to happen, the date I should have been marrying David, they went to the courthouse and got married. 3 days. They used the venue we'd booked. Had a small ceremony with close family. Posted about it on social media with captions about unexpected love and following your heart. I found out through Instagram. Because I was still following some mutual friends who posted congratulations. I had a complete breakdown. Ended up back in therapy twice a week instead of once. Started taking antidepressants. Gained 40 pounds from stress and inactivity. My recovery took longer than it should have because I was so depressed I barely did my physical therapy exercises. That was 6 years ago. Since then, I've rebuilt my life completely. I finished my recovery. Lost the weight plus some. Changed careers, I'm now a successful marketing director. Bought my own condo. Made new friends. Dated casually. Did a lot of therapy. Learned to be happy alone. I never spoke to David or Kara again. Blocked them on everything. Avoided places I might run into them. Moved on as best I could. Until last Tuesday. I was at a coffee shop working on my laptop when someone sat down across from me. I looked up. Kara. She looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes, hair limp, 20 pounds thinner than I remembered. She was crying before she even said hello. Please don't leave, she said. I know I have no right to ask, but please just listen for 5 minutes. I should have left. I know I should have. But curiosity won. You have 3 minutes, I said coldly. I made the biggest mistake of my life, she said. David and I. We're miserable. We've been miserable for years. Our marriage is a disaster. We're getting divorced. Congratulations, I said flatly. Not my problem. But it is, she said desperately. Because the reason we're miserable is because he never got over you. He's been in love with you this entire time. He says my name but thinks of you. He looks at old photos of you too. He still has your number memorized. Stop, I cut her off. I don't care. But you should. Because I'm begging you, to take him back. To give him another chance. Because maybe if he has you, he can finally be happy, and I can move on without feeling like I destroyed 3 lives for nothing. I stared at her. You want me to take back the man who left me while I was recovering from a near-fatal car accident? The man who married my best friend 3 days after our wedding date? I know how it sounds. No, I said. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be here. He made a mistake, Kara said. We both did. We got caught up in some fantasy, some forbidden love nonsense, and we ruined everything. But the truth is, he loves you. He's always loved you. And I think you still love him too. You don't know anything about what I feel. Don't I? She leaned forward. You never married anyone else. You never even had a serious relationship after him. I've kept tabs on you through mutual friends. You're single. You're successful and beautiful and amazing, but you're alone. Just like he is, even though he's married to me. Get out, I said. His number is the same, she said, sliding a piece of paper across the table. Just think about it. Please. For everyone's sake. Then she left. I sat there for 20 minutes, staring at that piece of paper. Then I threw it away and went home. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. That night, I did something stupid. I unblocked David on Facebook. Just to look. Just to see. His profile was barely active, but what was there told a story? No photos of him and Kara together after the first year of marriage. Just generic posts about work, sports, current events. His profile picture was from 3 years ago, him alone, hiking, looking exhausted. I looked at Kara's profile too. Same thing. No couple photos. No happy anniversary posts. Just a timeline of someone going through the motions. I blocked them again and tried to forget about it. But over the next week, I couldn't. Because as much as I hated to admit it, Kara was right about one thing: I never moved on either. I dated. I went on dozens of dates over 6 years. Some second dates. A few third dates. One guy I saw for 4 months before I realized I was just going through the motions. I never let anyone in. Never let anyone close enough to hurt me again. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, I compared everyone to David. To who he was before the betrayal. And no one measured up. 3 days ago, I did something even stupider. I texted the number Kara had given me. I'd memorized it before throwing the paper away, apparently. It's Emma. We need to talk. He called immediately. I didn't answer. He texted back, please. Anytime, any place. I'll explain everything. We met yesterday at a neutral location, a park neither of us had been to before. He looked different. Older, obviously, but also worn down. Sad. He'd lost the spark he used to have, that energy that made him David. We sat on a bench and didn't speak for a full minute. I'm sorry, he finally said. I know that's not enough. I know sorry doesn't cover even a fraction of what I did to you. But I need you to know that I've been sorry every single day for 6 years. Kara said you still love me, I said, not looking at him. I never stopped, he said quietly. I made the worst mistake of my life when I let you go. I was scared, Emma. You were hurt, and I was supposed to be your rock, and instead I panicked. I couldn't handle seeing you in pain. Couldn't handle the responsibility of being what you needed. So I ran straight into the arms of someone who seemed easier. That's a terrible excuse. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation. And it doesn't make it okay. Nothing makes it okay. Then why are you here? Because Kara was right. I've been living a lie for 6 years. I married her because I convinced myself that what I felt for her was real, that it was worth what I'd done. But it wasn't. Every day of my marriage, I've thought about you. Wondered how you are. Hoped you're happy. Hated myself for throwing away the best thing that ever happened to me. You don't get to do this, I said, my voice shaking. You don't get to come back after 6 years and tell me you made a mistake. You married her 3 days after our wedding date, David. 3 days after I should have been your wife. I know, he said, and he was crying now. I know. And I've hated myself for that every single day. It was cruel and thoughtless and I can never take it back. But Emma, I'm begging you, if there's any part of you that still cares, any part that could forgive me, please give me a chance to prove that I'm not that coward anymore. I stood up to leave. Wait, he said. Just tell me one thing. Honestly. Did you move on? Are you happy? Because if you are, I'll leave you alone forever. But if there's any chance that you're still hurting too, that you never moved on either, then maybe we owe it to ourselves to try again. And that's the question that's been haunting me for the past 24 hours. Because the truth I haven't wanted to admit to anyone, including myself, is that I didn't move on. I'm successful. I'm independent. I'm strong. But I'm not over him. I'm not over the man he was before the accident. Before the betrayal. I'm not over the 7 years we spent building a life together. I'm not over the future we planned. And maybe, I'm not over who we could have been if he hadn't panicked and run. Here's why I'm actually considering this. 1. The therapy perspective. My therapist says that sometimes people make terrible decisions in crisis moments that don't reflect who they truly are. David was 25 when this happened, terrified and immature. He's 31 now. People can grow. 2. The closure aspect. I never got real closure. He left, married Kara, and disappeared from my life. Maybe talking to him, hearing him out, would give me what I need to finally move on, even if that means moving on without him. 3. The honest truth, I haven't been happy. I've been functional. Successful. Independent. But not happy. Not fulfilled. Not in love. And I'm tired of pretending that I'm okay being alone forever because I'm too scared to trust again. 4. The weird logic, he already did the worst thing he could possibly do to me. He betrayed me, abandoned me, and married my best friend. If I take him back and it doesn't work out, what more could he do? I've already survived the worst betrayal. Another heartbreak wouldn't kill me. 5. The practical reality, Kara is right, we're both alone. Both clearly not over each other. Both stuck in the past. Maybe the only way forward is through. But here are my concerns. 1. How do I trust him? He broke me once. What's to stop him from doing it again? 2. What will people think? Everyone knows the story. My family hates him. My friends would think I'm insane. 3. Am I just lonely? Is this real consideration or am I just tired of being alone? 4. Can people really change? Was he a coward then and a coward now, or did he genuinely grow up? 5. Am I betraying myself? Is taking him back a sign of strength and forgiveness, or weakness and desperation? I told David the first needed time to think. He said he'd wait as long as it takes. I told my therapist about it in an emergency session. She said, "What do you want me to say? That you should take him back? That you shouldn't? Only you know what your heart can handle." But I will say this, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can forgive him and still choose to walk away. I told my sister. She said I'm insane and if I take him back, she'll have me committed. I told my mom. She cried and said, "I just want you to be happy, baby. But please don't confuse nostalgia for love." And I told one friend, my current best friend, Maya, who I met 3 years ago. She said, "Look, I don't know the guy. But I know you. And I know you've been stuck for 6 years. So maybe this is your chance to get unstuck, one way or another. Just protect your heart." So here I am, Asking strangers on Reddit, am I completely insane for considering this? Should I meet with David again? Hear him out? Maybe do couples counseling to see if there's anything salvageable? Or should I block his number, tell Kara to leave me alone, and continue building my life without them? I genuinely don't know. And I need to decide soon because David texted this morning asking if we could meet again this weekend. Help me, Reddit. What would you do? Update, 48 hours later. Okay, I wasn't expecting this to blow up like it did. Thank you all for the perspectives, both the absolutely not crowd and the maybe consider it crowd. Reading hundreds of responses helped me clarify my thinking. Here's what I decided to do. I agreed to meet David again. But with conditions. 1. We meet in public only. 2. We talk about what actually happened, not just how he feels now. 3. He answers every question I have, no matter how uncomfortable. 4. If I sense any manipulation or love bombing, I walk away permanently. We met yesterday afternoon. I came prepared with a list of questions I'd written out in therapy. Why Kara specifically? I asked. Of all people, why my best friend? He was quiet for a long time. Honestly? Because she was there, and she made me feel needed in a way that didn't scare me. You needed me to be strong, to be your caretaker, to handle everything. And I wasn't ready for that responsibility. Kara needed me too, but in a different way. She needed someone to choose her, to want her. That felt easier. So you chose easy over well. Yes. I'm not proud of it, but yes. Did you cheat on me physically before you left? No. I swear. We kissed once, 2 days before I ended things with you. That's it. I broke up with you before anything else happened. That doesn't make it better. I know. Why did you marry her 3 days after our wedding date? This one made him cry. Because I was trying to convince myself I'd made the right choice. I thought if I committed fully, fast, I could make it real. Make it worth what I'd done to you. I thought I could love her enough to justify destroying her. And I was wrong. I think I knew it on our wedding day. I kept thinking about how you should have been there. How wrong it all felt. Then why stay married for 6 years? Guilt. Shame. Fear. If I left Kara, it meant I destroyed your life for nothing. If I stayed, at least I could pretend there was a reason. A purpose. That's incredibly selfish. I know. We talked for 3 hours. I asked everything. He answered everything. Some answers made me angry. Some made me sad. None of them magically fixed anything. But here's what I realized. I needed this conversation 6 years ago. I needed him to sit with me and explain and apologize and take accountability. I needed to tell him how much he hurt me, how deeply he broke me, how his actions affected my entire life. I needed that closure. And now I have it. Does that mean I'm taking him back? I don't know yet. What I told him was this: I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate you answering my questions. But I need you to understand something. I'm not the same person I was 6 years ago. You broke someone who loved you unconditionally and would have done anything for you. I'm not that person anymore. I'm stronger, but I'm also harder. More guarded. Less trusting. If I even consider trying again, it won't be the same relationship we had. It can't be. I understand, he said. And I don't expect it to be. I'm not the same person either. I'm better in some ways, worse in others. But I want a chance to show you that I can be the partner you deserved back then. Actions, I said. Not words. I don't want promises. I want to see you actually do the work. What do you need from me? Time. Space. Proof that this isn't just guilt or nostalgia. Proof that you're genuinely different. We agreed that he'd go to therapy, individual therapy, to work on his issues with responsibility and crisis management. I'd continue my therapy. And in 3 months, we'd meet again and reassess. No texting. No calling. No relationship. Just space to think. Kara texted me yesterday. Thank you. Whatever you decide, thank you for giving him a chance to apologize. I didn't respond. What I do know is that I finally got closure on the worst chapter of my life. And maybe that's enough for now. I'll update in 3 months if there's anything to update. Thanks for listening. Edit. To everyone asking if I'm worried he'll just hurt me again, yes, obviously. But here's the thing, I spent 6 years protecting myself from being hurt, and guess what? I was hurt anyway. Hurt by loneliness, by isolation, by not trusting anyone. At some point, you have have to decide if protecting yourself from pain is worse than taking a risk on happiness. I don't know if David is that risk worth taking. But I know I'm tired of living in fear. Edit 2. For those asking about Kara, I feel nothing for her. No friendship, no forgiveness, no relationship. She destroyed our friendship the moment she kissed my fiancé. Her marriage falling apart doesn't make us friends again. She's just the messenger in this situation, nothing more.